This is Life in Color. I'm presenting this amazing series I put together. Hopefully you enjoy it. We went out, we talked to some people that have some tattoos. We found out the meaning behind them, where they got them, why they like them, and just sort of their different views about tattoos. I know I had a load of fun shooting this, and I hope you enjoy it as well. Welcome back in. Sitting here with Avery. Thank you so much. Alright, so obviously, as we can see, you got a few on your arms there. If you'd like, just take us through each one you have and just the meaning behind them, if you will.
Each one, okay.
Yeah, if you want. I mean, talk about the ones you want.
Let's see. On my top of my arms, right here and here, I have two Roald Dahl tattoos with one of my favorite authors as a kid. He wrote Charlie and the Chocolate Factory and a bunch of other books. This is from his book, The Witches, and this is from his book, The Twits. One of my favorite bands, The Scarlet Drive, wrote a song, and this is the lyrics, Beautiful Deadly, and a man-eating flower, just because I'm really into gardening.
Very nice.
I have a rat, zombie rat, my rat Dolores, because she's like my favorite pet ever. I have my favorite movie, Beetlejuice. I have a hashtag, because I'm a communications major, so I got a little hashtag. This is my favorite Bible verse, Psalm 73, The Wicked Fall, which just talks about, that you should be a good person and don't worry because God's going to judge everybody. So you have to worry about your own life. And this is have this babe. This is a metaphorical tattoo. It means, like the babe is supposed to represent like modern beauty standards. And it's like she's murdering modern beauty standards because I never wanted to look like everybody else. On my finger, I have the word Ookie because it's my Addams Family tattoo because I've seen the Addams Family movies like a million times.
Definitely good movies for sure.
Yeah. Finished through is something that my brother wrote to me in a little letter that he wrote. And it's just something that I've always gone by, and I wanted to get a tattoo to always remind me of my brother because I don't see him all that often because he lives in Vermont for college. Okay. I have Edna St. Vincent Millay. She's my favorite poet, and her she has a poem called My Candle Burns. And this is just a segment of that poem. I have the logo for my favorite record company, Pure Noise Records, because I'm a music business minor, and music is my life, so I had that tattooed. I have no idea why I got a skeleton on a clothing line. I just thought it was pretty badass.
Okay.
I'm a really big crafter and knitter, so I got skeleton knitting on organs last weekend. It's really scabby right now. It's looking gross. I have my grandma's name Diana, and she's a writer. Okay. So I had them use a pen, look like it was written out. And I'm Irish, but I didn't want like a four-leaf clover like everybody else got, so I got a banshee on my arm.
Okay. Now what is the meaning behind the banshee?
Well, a banshee is just like this wicked lady that was killed, and like when she screams, men die. And it's like mourning for her lost love, and I'm like, oh, that's just so badass. And like, I have to have that.
That's awesome.
On my stomach, I have my worm, which just means to me that like everybody's gonna die, and we're all gonna go back to the dirt. It just reminded me that we're always dying. On my head, you can't see it. It's covered up by my hair, but I have an antler for my grandpa. Let's see what else. Which side is it? This side?
No,
it's this side.
That side, yeah.
I've always been obsessed with vampires like my entire life, so I got a vampire tattoo. Then let's see, is that it? Oh, I have always growing up, my grandma always said kill them with kindness, so I have a noose that says kindness across it.
Okay.
Let's see, I have a lot of literary tattoos as you've seen, and one of my favorite books growing up was The Outsiders by S.E. Hinton. So on my foot I have, it says, Stay Gold Pony Boy, which is one of the essential quotes in that book. And then another literary tattoo, I have a portrait of Truman Capote, who's my favorite author. Well, Roald Dahl is like my favorite children's author, but Truman Capote is like my favorite author overall. And he was like a gay activist before there was gay activists, and he was just like a total badass dude, so I have him in his cat. And I think that's all of my tattoos.
That's definitely a collection they have. Now, are all these done by one artist, or do you have a favorite artist that you go to for some of these?
I'd say like 95% of my tattoos were done by Brianna over at Lady Luck Tattoo in Canandaigua.
Okay.
And then I got this done by Chris Hall, who came up from Cottage 13 Tattooing in Ontario, and I got it tattooed at the Rochester Tattoo Expo.
Okay.
And this was done by Randy over at Carpe Diem Tattoo in Geneseo. He did my Banshee, which is actually a cover-up of a really bad tattoo.
Okay.
And then my back and my foot was done by a guy named Mark, who's from my hometown, and he passed away. I've kind of thought about getting my foot covered up, but I don't want to because he died, and I'd feel really bad.
What got you into getting these different ideas?
I'm an artist, and I do music, and I do painting and knitting and all these crafts, and I always grew up thinking, why can't my body just be my canvas? Like, if I'm an artist, and I have all these different canvases, like yarn and paper, why can't my body just be in one more canvas that I use to express myself?
What would you say to someone who's like, oh, I don't know if I should get one? What would be your advice to them?
I would say if you're like really nervous, don't get a tattoo on your arm first. Like, get a tattoo on your leg or something that you can cover it up for your first tattoo. And also, really think about your tattoos, because I have this one, and this was also a cover up. So I've had some really stupid tattoos. So I just say, like, really, really think about it, because like, I'm only 21, and not everybody gets tattooed as much as I have in my life, but you have your entire life to get tattooed, so just like take time to think about it.
Now, what would be, I guess, sort of your favorite style of tattoo, if you have one? Because I know there's obviously the traditional style, there's more of almost an American kind of style, you know what I mean? Do you really have a favorite style? Because I know, a lot of your stuff is very extravagant, very out there, you know?
I'd like to describe my style as cartoony traditional.
Okay.
Like a weird mix between cartoony and traditional, with like aspects of like neo-traditional in there, bright colors. I really like bright colors. I really like bold black outlines. So basically, yeah, cartoony and traditional mixed together.
I like that. And what do you say to the people that, you know, if they were going to say when you see them, oh, did it hurt? You know, you get those usual just sort of questions that people always ask when you get tattoos. You know, did it hurt? How long did it take? Did it cost a lot? You know, do you really have anything for that?
Yeah, people don't believe me when I say this, but oftentimes when I go in public, people will come up to me. They will grab me by the wrist to look at my arms, and they'll like twist my arm around. And I've never met these people in my life.
They just come up off the street and say, hey, I want to see what you got in your arm.
They do that. And honestly, like, being modified is a pain in the ass sometimes because people are constantly asking questions, and I'm like, dude, I'm just trying to go to the grocery store.
Yeah, right? Yeah. And that's what I mean, like, just people coming right up to you out of nowhere.
Right, it's like, I know it's curiosity, but honestly, what I tell these people is, listen, I'm just trying to go to the grocery store, look on YouTube, and you can find anything else you want on YouTube, and I'm sorry, I'm just like, I'm really fed up with these questions.
Yeah, okay, all right. Well, I think that should do it. Thank you so much for joining me today.
You're welcome.
Awesome. Thanks so much, guys.